Mark My Words Productions.
I'm going to ask you this. It's a really simple question. I know you can answer it. And if I don't ask, my listeners will be upset. So I want to ask you, who are you? Who is Marc Marcel?
Man, you know, that answer probably changes every 6 months. And right now, the answer that I'm going to give right now is I'm really just a story. You know, everything is just a story. You know, really, we're all living stories. You know, that's because nothing is really official. Nothing is ever solid. This is what you are. First of all, I'm not a poet. You know, I used to have discussions with people. It's like, you know, people who work at the post office. Sometimes people get labeled as whatever occupation or hobbies they really have as that's who they are. But people who work at the post office, their personality isn't a postal worker. You know, my personality isn't a poet, isn't a spoken word artist. I'm just a story. What am I, truthfully, is just an energy, you know, living out these great adventures. And when you really recognize that, then the story that you are, it can add in so many dynamic chapters to it because you realize you're just a story just living out great adventures. And basically, I just try to let everybody else see that they're just a story too, so they can have as many great adventures and stop getting upset at the story. You know what I'm saying? It's just a story. You know.
People come to flip down. It's just a story. It's not that deep.
Exactly.
You were never born and you will never die. Calm down.
Exactly. But you know, I understand. I totally understand. You know, people who can't wrap their heads around it. I totally understand it because we are in this physical reality, and it's so consuming that you know it really. You know, you really kind of got to go through a lot of things. You know, probably get knocked down a lot to realize, oh my God, it is just a story. Calm down. You know, so.
I love that analogy that life is a story. We're a story, and you know, there's so much power in that. Like stories, you can write it, you can rewrite it.
Yeah.
You can share it with the world or not.
To touch on that, and people see the story differently. So that's why I feel like, you know, my answer, I feel like that's a good question that you know, who am I? And I feel like the answer I gave, you know, it changes every 6 months. People see me differently. You know, so really I'm just a story. You know, I'm whatever story you think I am. So you take control of the story and you change it to whatever you want to be, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.